Yeah, it's both. You got to have a feel for it, but we do talk about it before because you can anticipate, obviously, scenarios in the game. Whether you're up a goal, down a goal, who are the key guys, what's the shape look like. But you have to also make sure you read the game and read what the opponent's doing too.
And one more here. This matchup against the Red Bulls, rivalry game. This one means a lot. What are you telling your guys going into this to get them going?
It's a turning point. This is the game where we turn the season. It's at home. We've dropped a couple results at home. We're not happy about that. We can't go backwards. We got to look forward, and from here on out, it's got to be 3 points at home.
And I guess in general, Caleb, just thoughts on New York Red Bulls. Obviously, they've added some new players, but you still got some powerful DPs there. Just kind of overall thoughts on what they will be like to go up against them.
Yeah, I mean they made the final last year, so very good defensively, very good work rate. Obviously, that's Red Bull, their DNA. Press very well, work very hard, very good in transition, excellent on set pieces. Got some big boys. They fight. And like you said, they have quality. And they play. This iteration of Red Bull, they play a lot more than you think. And they keep the ball and control games a lot more than you would think.
And also, too, at the beginning of training, we saw Brian Ceballos kind of off to the side. Just overall, any update on his status, any concern about him for tomorrow?
Yeah, he had a little tight quad, but we think he'll be okay.
Coach, Sandro Schwartz had his press conference yesterday. He complimented your group and noted the difficulty of playing in Foxborough. Historically, Red Bull has only won 8 games in all competitions in Foxborough. As a coach, how does it feel knowing that teams around the league, 1, are aware of the talent of this group, and 2, are worried about playing on the road here in Foxborough?
Yeah, I think I said it. We've got a good group. It hasn't come off for us completely, but we've been in every game. We've been close, and we're not overmatched in any game. We just need that breakthrough. We need that breakthrough in the second halves of games, or ideally it's earlier. We get the early goal, and and then as teams are pushing, we get the second goal, and we kill the game. It's coming. Floodgates are going to open hopefully soon, and yet we have a ton of respect for Red Bull. They're an excellent team. Sandro's a very good coach. For a guy to come into our league, not knowing our league, and take his team to the final, I don't think most people realize how hard that is. Because for him, everything was new last year. Everything, players, every stadium. So that just shows his leadership. And what I really like is how he's approached keeping the Red Bull philosophy, but also evolving it. Into, again, more of a team that will and can control games with the ball.
And then one more for me. Obviously, earlier this week, Carles Gil was out of training on Tuesday in our aspect. And then, obviously, Fofana, Yusuf, and Ganago were coming back from international duty. What are their statuses coming up into this game this weekend?
Yeah, every game's a puzzle. And you have a lot of things you have to solve to try to win the game, and there's always different scenarios, injuries, and obviously what the opponent's going to do. And in this case, it's even trickier because we have guys that aren't here, and then they're here basically on the last day. What I can say is we will always do everything we can to win the game. And ultimately, you can overthink sometimes all the puzzle pieces. In the end, we have to put out what we feel is the best lineup to win the game. Our strongest 11, our strongest group. And for me, I want to see our group play in an aggressive way in the attack. That's the way I like to play. It's always what my teams have done, is be aggressive and to attack. And I think you'll see in this game that will happen.
Great. I have time for a couple more, so we'll go to the Zoom. We'll start with Frank DeLappa. Frank?
Yeah, hey, Caleb. Just kind of follow up on that last question. Those guys, I guess, Yusuf and Fofana and Ganago, didn't play that much, but they had a ton of travel and a lot of miles on them. How do they recover from that? Can you expect them to go from go 90, or go from the start and go 90?
Yeah, we've obviously got to assess where they're at. We have to. That's why we have questionnaires that come in from all the players. You know, where they let us know, and they let the sports science staff, medical staff know. Obviously, we get the loads from their national teams. You know, if we can. In some cases, we can't with certain federations. But that helps us kind of assess, you know, what they've been doing in training. We obviously know their minutes in the games, and you know, I would say that in some ways you're glad that they didn't play because maybe that gives you a chance to play them. If they play, it's a lot more difficult, especially with the travel. So we'll again make decisions that we think are the best ones to win the game. And we have to think about also it's not just to win a game. It's not just the start, but it's the end of the game.
Great. We'll take one more question from the Zoom. We'll go to Seth McCumber. Seth?
Hi, Coach. Thanks for taking the time. I know in the last game, Langoni didn't start. You talked about that being because of NYCFC's field. I'm just curious, thoughts on Langoni and how to unlock him this season.
Yeah, I think the key is Langoni being Luca Langoni. You know, he needs to be himself. He needs to do what he does best. So those are things we've talked about with him, and I think as the weather gets warmer, that will help too. You know, as silly as it sounds, you know, he's never played in cold weather. So I think we've had some really cold matches where it's just an adjustment for him. You know, so, you know, those are things he needs to adjust to. He needs to be, you know, mentally stronger in that regard. You know, the entire team does. Those situations, you know, in the summer it'll be the opposite. It'll be really hot. So this is MLS. You have to have players that are able to adapt, able to travel, able to play in different climates, altitudes, different surfaces. You know, so with a young player like Luca, you know, he will develop in that regard, and it will really help him as time goes on. I feel good about him in this game based on what I've seen the last 2 weeks in training.
Caleb, can you just kind of talk about Carles Gil's leadership, you know, especially kind of in these difficult moments? Just how is he as a leader, and just how has he been this season?
Great. Carlos and I have a great relationship. We're very much aligned. He likes what we're doing. You know, he likes the direction we're headed. He doesn't like the results, but we're in the same boat with that. You know, so when we sit and talk and we talk about the state of where everything's at, we're on one hand frustrated with the lack of results, and in some cases we see exactly the same thing, and we know what we need to do to change it. So we're on the same page, along with, you know, Kurt. You know, we're all aligned on that, and you know, we're all, I think, disappointed and in some cases surprised, you know, the first 4 games that we haven't scored more goals and we haven't gotten results. But in the end, you know, we can't sit there and feel sorry for ourselves. We just got to keep going and keep plugging away, and we do believe in what we're doing and the process that we're taking. But, you know, Carlos had a team dinner last night for the entire team in Boston. So the guys got together, broke some bread, and, you know, got together. And I think that's important, little things like that for him to do that, to set that up. And, you know, does that solve everything? No. But, you know, ultimately it's a step in the right direction to make sure everybody's connected and that everybody realizes there's still a lot of hope in this season. There's a lot of games to be played.
Yeah, it's very important to play a good defensive game, try not to concede the goal and keep a clean sheet. I feel we've been struggling. It's not a secret. We're struggling with scoring goals this year. So it's very important we are strong at the back, and then try to, you know, obviously we have to win the game, and then that's it.
How do you feel your connection and your chemistry is coming along with Brian and mainly your back four there? How do you feel like you guys are starting to gel together?
I think pretty good. I think defensively we've been pretty good. Maybe last game not as good as first 3, but I think defensively we looked pretty good, and I'm happy with back 4. It doesn't matter who plays; they're all ready to jump in and help.
And you know, obviously New York, they, you know, have some big strikers, big forwards, and then also too, just in general, how do you look at, you know, them as a team, and what can they kind of, you know, bring on a Saturday?
Yeah, they have some individual quality for sure. But I think every team in this league, they have qualities up top. So, you know, it's not gonna be something that we haven't seen. You know, it's just a game that you know, we have to prepare and look for ourselves and to be the best as we can be.
And obviously, there has been some difficulties, but I don't know if you'd kind of just be able to talk about Carles Gil as a leader. Just overall, what is he like in the locker room, and just how does he look to kind of lead this team through this difficult moment?
One of the best teammates I've had, seriously. His energy, attitude, everything. He's amazing.
Yep. All right, I've got a couple questions on the Zoom here. We'll go to Frank DeLappa.
Good, hey, Howdy. You see everyone up close in training, so in your opinion, what's missing when it comes to finishing? What's missing when it comes to scoring goals?
I wish I had answer. I don't know. Maybe we need more numbers up top. Maybe that's the way we can be more dangerous. But I don't really know what to say. I'm here to prevent goals, not to score. I wish I could score.
We'll go to our next question, Seth McCumber, and then we'll go to Gus Lopez.
Hey guys, two quick questions if you don't mind. One, Caleb Porter called Saturday a turning point
For you guys?
Yeah, it can be. If we win the game, it will be a turning point for sure. We play at home, and then in April, I think we play 3 games on the road. It will be tough, so it's very important this game to get 3 points.
Thank you. And we'll go to our last question from Gus. Go ahead, Gus.
Hey, Ivacic, how's it going? Last game, Coach talked a little bit about the defensive set pieces. I was just wondering, have you ever worked with a set piece coach, and how has that work coming along for you as a goalkeeper to have a guy specific for the set pieces?
Yeah, it's very good to have a set piece coach, and we've been training a lot and paying attention on set pieces. I think we improved. Maybe we haven't showed yet, but we improved definitely. I can speak for defensive wise. I feel more comfortable this year with the set piece coach, so it definitely helps us. That way.
Yeah, so obviously we talk about how many new players you have. So if you talk about chemistry, it's a very important thing. Many new players. Start of the season, so obviously we keep building this chemistry. But we need to do it quick, obviously, and more in the attack that we are not doing, and we are 4 games so far, and this continues going fast. So yeah, we are trying to do it in trainings.
And Caleb Porter had mentioned that you guys had hosted a team dinner for your guys. Why? And then also, do you feel like this team is jiving and getting along like you thought they would?
Yeah, so sometimes it's important also outside the pitch, have some times together, and yeah, we have a very good dinner yesterday night, and yeah, everything we do is try to be a better team and try to win the next game. We are a little. We are having a difficult time, and with a win, it's going to help.
And Carlos, like you mentioned, you kind of are going through a difficult time, the team-wise. I guess, as a captain and as a leader, how do you look to kind of lead this group and kind of get them out of this rut?
Yeah, I say many times I want to be the best Carles for this group, for this New England. So on the pitch, outside, and yeah, try to help everyone. Obviously, you can see on the pitch it's a tough moment also mentally. You can see the team, me also, when not just when we concede a goal, but when you miss a chance, you concede even a corner, everyone have some doubts, so it's normal when you have difficult moments. So yeah, I'm trying to be a leader in all sense, and not just me, but the experienced guys to help the team.
And on Tuesday, you didn't participate fully, looked like you participated fully today, but just kind of overall, just how are you feeling physically, and how are you feeling heading into this match?
No, yeah, I feel very good. I felt something I wanted to continue training, but was, I think, better decision to outside and come back on Wednesday, try full team, but yes, I feel very good.
Carlos, you're entering another game with the team this week, and through the first games of the season, no player for the New England Revolution has scored a goal yet. Only an own goal so far. How difficult is it to move around that, and what's missing in the final third to get that goal scored by a Revolution player this season?
Yeah, I think it's not just a goal, but also chances. We are not created clear chances because sometimes you can, the players is confidence and you can miss some chances, but even it's more problem if you don't create chances. So yeah, maybe it's while we were talking about chemistry to continue to the attacking players to build this chemistry. Also maybe attack with more players. But yeah, I think also for our minds it's going to be important to score this first goal, and I think the other things will come together, after the first goal.
And then one more for me. Over the last few days, we've seen Tomas Shankalai getting reintegrated in the group a little bit more. Kind of just your thoughts on his recovery so far, and how excited are you to get him back into the group towards the latter half of April and early May?
Yes, obviously it's important for us to have back Tommy. It was a difficult moment for him. He's working very hard, and it's never easy to come back injury like this. We have another case like Brandon, Dylan, I remember, even my brother. So it's difficult, but like I say, he's working very hard, and hopefully he can start to be on the bench, traveling with us, and start playing because he's an important player for us.
Okay, we'll take two last questions. We'll go to the Zoom, Frank and then Seth. Frank?
Good, hey, Carles. One more scoring question, but since you've been here with the Revolution, there's been a lot of ups and downs, but the team in the past never had problems scoring goals. So did it surprise you that the scoring was down? And how close are you guys maybe to turning the corner offensively?
Yeah, it's depending for. In the end, it's all about the team is not having the results we want. Sometimes it's because not score, but if tomorrow we lose 3-4, we will have the same problems. We score goal, but we concede 4. So in the end, it's find a way to win games, and when that happens, everything will be easier. Scoring goals, to be a better team, pressing with the ball, the patience, creating change. So we need to be focused on everything, or be a better team on every aspect, and for sure the goals will come.
Okay, we'll take one last question. We'll go to Seth McCumber.
Hey, Carles, thanks for taking the time. You've always been pretty blunt about what this team is like. What do you think of the current state of the team, and do you think tomorrow can be a turning point if you get a win?
Yeah, when you are always in this situation, me, in my case, I have always in my mind, okay, the next is going to be the one, no? Obviously it's not happening in these 4 games, but yeah, I still feeling that tomorrow at home we are going to win, and everything is going to change. Our mindset, the confidence about us, the player, even the fans, because it's hard to be in this stadium that in the past was a stadium that no one wanted to come here to play, and we are not winning, So yeah, in our mind is today is the day, tomorrow is the day to win again at home, and start a good season again for us.